Well, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to do a little barbecue, a little Asian style surf and turf. Doesn't that sound good? I've got a couple little lobster tails I picked up, and I've got steak and some ribs, and I'm just going to make a beautiful marinade, and we're going to put this on the grill, on a charcoal grill. And if this inspires you to stay with me, I hope it does. Go down in the show more box below, hit like on the way down, and check out the links that I've left for you. I've got my Facebook page over there, join in on that conversation, as well as I've got my Wild Tree website set up, and you can go to that link and go shopping for all our natural organic products for your pantry. All right, so let's go do an Asian inspired surf and turf barbecue. Okay, so I'm super excited that you stayed for this because these are so delicious. They're one of our favorites, and I always feel like it's a treat, you know, to do these spare ribs. And I change up my sauce quite a bit, but that's okay. That's what cooking's about, right? So here I've got soy sauce, rice vinegar, fish sauce, dark roasted sesame oil, sriracha, and I've got some fresh cilantro, some fresh grated ginger, about a tablespoon of that, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh garlic, and about, I don't know, a fourth of a cup of green onions. All going in this bowl. So we're going to put all this stuff in first. And this marinade is fabulous. I actually, I've got the ribs, but I also have a steak that I'm going to marinate in this as well. So it's going to do double duty, and we're going to have a fun steak and lobster, as well as some Asian inspired ribs. I hate heating up and, you know, lighting charcoal for just one thing. So that's why I opted for, actually I'm going to need a bigger measuring cup for those. That's why I went ahead and opted for 2 items on the barbecue. Actually 3 with the little lobster tails. Okay, so we've got a fourth of a cup of soy sauce, and that's really your sodium content. You don't want much more than that. Rice vinegar can have sodium in it. This one, let's see, this one does have a little bit, yeah. So you gotta watch that. Regular vinegar, on the other hand, does not. So I'm doing a quarter of a cup of that. And then we're gonna get down to smaller measurements here. Okay, set that aside. Fish sauce, that's also another element of salt. I'm only gonna put a tablespoon in there. It won't make your stuff taste fishy, trust me. But it's really, really good in Asian dishes. And then I want a tablespoon of dark roasted sesame oil. And I keep this oil in the refrigerator. I had one incident where it went rancid. It was not a good experience for us. It was, you know, I had to throw it out, obviously, but, and then we've got our sriracha, and I'm probably not going to measure that. I'm going to guesstimate. That's a tablespoon, and that's a tablespoon. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of sriracha. Get these out of the way. And you just give it a quick little whisk. Now, if you think you need more, some more of this, you can add some chicken stock, you can add some wine, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to add a half a cup of white wine, and then I'll bring you back to pour that over because I got to go open a bottle. Okay, so I added my wine, and I just took a little bit of a taste there, and it needs more heat. So I'm going to put down probably a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and they'll release, and then some more sriracha. Sriracha is delicious. Another tablespoon there. And you could add brown sugar if you wanted to make this more of a teriyaki kind of thing, but I'm going to leave it at that. And I think that'll be just perfect. As soon as everything starts breaking down, the flavors release, it's gonna be delicious. Okay. Clean out my whisk and grab my measuring cup because I'm gonna put this over the ribs, and then I'm gonna reserve some for my steak that's gonna go into a bag. You only have to marinate this really for about an hour. So, isn't that fabulous? So I do one task and I take care of 2 different meals all at once. Because we want to have steak, and I love doing a little Asian flair on a steak. So there's my ribs. My steak is going to go into a bag, and I just have a nice flat iron steak. It's going to go in I think it's a flat iron, I'm not sure. It's going to go in a bag with this marinade for about an hour, and I'll bring it back. We're going to light the barbecue, and or I am, and we'll get to cooking. I'll probably bring you back and show you how I do the lobster tails. All right. Okay, the coals are hot. Oh, it's not hot out here though, I can tell you. It's 43 degrees and we have a wind chill factor. It feels like about 38. So, thankfully, I don't need to cook this to death. I'm putting that steak right there. And got my little ribs going here. Put those on there. And they marinated out on the counter for an hour. I want them, room temperature. They come up to heat faster, and for whatever reason, you're not hearing that big sizzle, is because I had my vents all closed off. I don't know what I was thinking. So, they're back up and open and ready to go. Doesn't that look delicious? I can't wait. And then when these are turned over, I'll bring my little lobster tails out. They're only like probably 3 or 4 ounces. So if the wind's bothering this, I apologize. I'll be back. Fire. Boys, I can do it too. Okay, so we've got all these ribs. I'm just so excited. I just want a little bit of char on them. Delicious. And that cilantro gets browned off, and the onions. It's just fabulous. It's a great way to have these little Asian ribs. I'm going to put that steak right over the top of that. I've also got, now that I'm getting ready to turn that, the steak's obviously thicker, so I'm going to wait a few minutes longer to turn that. But I got these little lobster tails, and I poured some of that marinade that I reserved right over the top of them. Delicious. I'm going to put those right back there. I think these are probably 3-4 ounce lobster tails. These are from Canada. And I'm super excited that they were on sale. We have a special every Monday at one of our higher end grocery stores, and quite often they put these on a ridiculously low price. So there you go. We're gonna give that a few more minutes. Close this dome down a little bit. Close the dinosaur. I'll be right back. Okay, I have those lobsters turned over. They've grilled on that bottom side. Now they're turned over. They're gonna finish off. My steak is done. And these little riblets are plenty done. I'm going to take my steak off and let it rest while that's finishing up, and I'll meet you in the house. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could have a bite. Okay, so while this meat is resting, I'm going to throw together a little tossed salad, and oh my gosh, I can't wait. I've got Asian-inspired surf and turf that is just going to be delicious. And you guys, I did really and truly, I can have 2 to 3 meals out of this for us, and change it up any way I like. I can make a stir fry with some leftovers. I can do all kinds of things. Guaranteed there won't be any leftover lobster, but let me plate up and I'll bring you back and show you what I got. So the end result is finally here. Our mouths are watering. Can't wait. And this is really like a salad plate. I try to eat off those just because it keeps me in check. And I've got a tablespoon of drawn butter there for my lobster. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, we're gonna try the lobster first because I'm kind of a baby that way. And remember, I poured some of that marinade that I reserved, and it's done perfectly. You don't want to overdo seafood like that, or you will end up with rubber. You don't want an eraser for dinner, do you? I don't think so. Huh. I love how parts of it got crispy and crunchy. The marinade didn't overpower it at all. It's still just a very sweet piece of meat. And then I cut up a couple of riblets here, and oh, there's a bone. So I'm just going to cut through that. And I have a very simple baby romaine lettuce salad with tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. And look how delicious that looks. You know, we're going to enjoy that. Oh my gosh. I have got to learn to take YouTube bites, which I think are a little smaller. And then I've got my perfect medium rare to rare. I'm seriously that kind of girl that if I did that and it went moo, I wouldn't care. But I've got medium rare to rare, and just seared it off really fast. That's the way I like it, right there. Wow, you can't beat that. I don't care who you are. With an Asian-inspired meal, but yet getting that classic surf and turf, it really worked. And I hope that you guys are inspired to try this on your own. And maybe, you know what? Share this on your Facebook page, see what the feedback is. Try it on your own. Tell me what you think. And if you're not a subscriber, I truly hope you hit subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload. I upload very regularly. Go over to my Facebook page, hit like, where you'll get notified immediately when I upload a video. And then also, don't forget, we've got a contest going on Facebook for my friend John over at Big Meat Sunday. And I would love it if you would go vote for him. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. He just did a recipe for a contest, and it's a citrus ginger crock pot citrus ginger spare ribs recipe. It's on the, when you go to the page and you get to the voting part, it's at the bottom left. Go vote for John, and as always, guys, God bless.